Moto Warriors. I know that a few people have asked me about my channel name and how it came about and that kind of thing, and I know that a few of my subscribers in the Philippines struggle, you know, trying to say it. And I know that the first time I heard Kate or Uncle Jay say my channel name, it was like I could tell they were trying to struggle trying to say it. When I first started doing YouTube, I was trying to come up with a good name, and all the names that I could think of, there was either names that, you know, that were already taken, or names that were too hard to spell or complicated or whatever. And I liked the idea of Veridicus Viking, because Veridicus comes from the word like veridic and anything like that, which means truthfulness, or to be truthful, to be honest. And when I'm out here riding bike, if I'm giving you guys, you know, a suggestion of any kind or telling you a story, you know, I'm being truthful. You know, whatever I'm telling you is actually the reality of it. And because I'm half Norwegian, and my dad, even my grandpa died when I was pretty young, but I have, you know, a little bit of memories of him, and him and my dad both, they used to say, Viking Krigres. And that means, that's Norwegian for I am a descendant of Viking warriors. And so I figured if that's been in the family, you know, for who knows how long, since there were Vikings, that I would incorporate that into my channel name. So I liked Veridicus because it was truthfulness, and Viking because of the half Norwegian side of me. Anyway, so I didn't want people to confuse my channel, Veridicus Viking, with the voracious whatever his was. And then I started to think Veridicus might be also difficult to spell. And so I just abbreviated it as, you know, V with a period and then Viking. Well, when I looked that up, and it was given YouTube's, you know, people that do that stuff, you know, in their infinite wisdom, yeah, it gave them fits. And so I took out the I on Viking and made it Viking. And so it's actually like VV King is how I would say it, instead of Viking. Trying to say V and a K next to each other without an I or any other kind of vowel. It's just, I just say it as VV King, sort of like BB King, but with V's, saying it like that. And so if people are struggling saying my channel name, if you just say VV King, it's a whole lot easier to say. Oh, look at the buzzards in the sky. Something around here is probably dead, and they smell it and starting to swarm in. You can see them in the trees. Look at that. There's something up here. Ooh, I wish I could see down there better. I wanted to get out here earlier before the sun started to get a little low, because what happens then is that it gets behind the hills and the trees, and it makes too much of a shadow, and it's hard to see. And I don't know, you probably can't see the depth of this, but this is dropping pretty good. Not too far from my house. But I don't know how much of you are going to be able to see. This may just be a ride for my own pleasure instead of trying to make a video out of it. I'd planned on leaving earlier, but the chickens and the ducks have been getting into our neighbor's little flower garden area. There's nothing growing in it really yet, but they were kind of bummed out that the chickens got in there and started tearing up the wood chips and the weed resistant mats, or whatever they call that stuff. But I've tried to use that stuff before, and it just grows right up through it, so I don't waste my time and my money on those things anymore. Because they were getting out, I had to figure out a way to keep them from doing that. There's an old house for you. That looks like someone lives in that thing. It looks like it was due for a coat of paint about 75 years ago too. But that's one thing about here in Tennessee, is you can see a house that's worth $1 million or two, you know, $1 or $2 million, that some country singer, you know, that came up to Nashville, got famous, and, you know, then they live out here somewhere, and you can see these beautiful $1 or $2 million homes, and then their neighbor has a mobile home, or like that person living in a camper over there with a cover, you know, like a carport type of thing. I know I've lived in other states where you get neighbors that are snooty neighbors and telling you how to live, and our attitude mostly down here is, you know, if you're not paying the mortgage, and if you're not paying the taxes, and you're not paying any of my bills, what right have you to tell me what to do or how to live on my own land, you know, on my own property? And that's why you can get nice houses next to, you know, old rundown houses, because people here tend to mind their own business. We get a lot of outsiders that have been moving here, and they started forming these, what do they call those, HOAs or something like that? Yeah, Homeowners Association. And some of them are so strict, it's ridiculous. There's no way I could live there. Some of them, you know, won't let you leave a motorcycle in the driveway overnight, or they won't let you work on your own vehicle in your driveway. It's like, are you kidding me? You know, it's like a $225,000 or $300,000 house or whatever, and I can't work on my own car in my own driveway because some people that moved down here and developed a certain area started a HOA, and they're dictating what you can do in your own property. That's just insane. Who in their right mind would want to be part of an HOA? You know, I just don't get it. But then again, you know, I'm a country boy at heart, and I believe in liberty and freedom and letting people do their own thing. Well, which way do I want to go? Well, I guess I'll go to the left. There's a nice old house and people live there. I like that. Tin roof. This is Bradyville, I believe. Came this way one time. Yeah, because these are the old buildings and the old feed store and whatever. Not a whole lot out here. A lot of these towns in America that made the backbone of our nation, because of all these mega stores and stuff like Walmarts and, well, I was going to say Kmart, but they're kind of a dying breed, aren't they? But a lot of these mega stores and big grocery stores and whatever, it kind of started to do away with all these mom and pop stores in these little communities. And anything that Walmart thinks they can make money on, they'll start selling. And it's kind of sad, really. Ooh, look at a deer. Look at a deer. Oh, yeah. Glad they weren't jumping over the fence in front of me. I just wanted to go for a ride and wanted to explain how I got the channel name, and that it's easier to just say VV King instead of Vicky. There's a video that Uncle Jay, a subscriber and friend in the Philippines, they were trying to, him and Cade were trying to give me a shout out, and he was struggling. He was like, Vicky. And so finally I just said, hey, look, my name is David, and it's a whole lot easier for you to say David. But anyway, if you're going to pronounce the channel name, that's how it is. It's VV King. But I tell you, when the sun is setting behind you and it hits your rear view mirrors, man, that'll do a number on your eyes. I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of people see these old houses and they think, you know, how ratty and, you know, whatever they live, and they can't believe people live in it and whatever. And it's like, if you watch videos out of the Philippines, you'd realize that that house is a really nice place to live. You can't judge how it looks on the outside, but how it, by, you know, what it's like on the inside. And you can't judge the people based on what they live in or what they can afford. Well, Motor Warriors, as I always say, live your life with the heart of a Viking warrior. Never give up. Never let fear stand in your way. Don't let others hold you back. And as I put on my Instagram caption or whatever, believe in yourself before others tell you not to. Thanks, Motor Warriors. Bye for now.